Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's really my pleasure to have the opportunity today to present briefly the French Polar Institute and our activities in the Arctic. Just the French Polar Institute is a governmental organizations body in charge of supporting research, scientific research in the polar regions, both in Arctic and in the Antarctic. We are a public interest group, and we have 9 members, mainly 2 ministers, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Research. And we have also the main scientific organizations in France. The French Polar Institute has 50 permanent employees, but during the southern summer, we have about 150 people in the field. And our budget, annual budget for polar activities is about 18 million euros. Our missions are to coordinate, support, implement scientific and technological programs in the polar areas. And for that, we select projects, we implement observatories, we maintain polar infrastructures, we provide access to field stations and field camps to scientists, and we organize expeditions, and of course we participate in education and outreach events in France. Where are we working? We are working, we are more involved for historical reasons in the southern hemisphere with 5 scientific stations, 3 in subantarctic area, Crozet, Kerguelen and Amsterdam Islands, and 2 stations in Antarctica, 1 on the coast, de Mont d'Urville in Adélie Land, and 1 inland, Concordia station that we share with our Italian colleagues. And in the north, we have stations in Ny-Ålesund, in Spitsbergen, and we share these stations with our German colleagues. From a general point of view, the science in France is the responsibility of the laboratories. It means from the scientific organizations, and IPEV, the French Polar Institute, provides support in terms of logistics and technology to the scientists going there. In the Arctic, as you see on this slide, we support annually between 20 to 25 projects in the Arctic, all around the Arctic basin, but our main activities in Svalbard. And it's the reason why I make a focus now on the French-German stations in Ny-Ålesund, the AVIPEF base. And for the rest of my presentation, I received the contribution of Karin Lotte and Roland Neuber from the Alfred Wegener Institute in Bremerhaven. The AVIPEF stations was established in 2003 by combining existing stations from Alfred Wegener Institute and IPEF. And this station was established to increase the French-German cooperation, to share complementary investments, to share personnel and logistics on site, and to share common project administration and on-site management. And the AVIPEF station is really a platform for short, medium, and long-term projects, providing logistics facilities on-site and on-site personnel. In terms of logistics, we have several buildings in Ny-Ålesund, and we can accommodate about 24 guests simultaneously. We provide to scientists offices, seminar room, high-speed internet, and so on, and also dry and wet laboratories, optical laboratories, workshop, an atmospheric observatory, and also a clean air observatory at Corbel Station, that's 6 kilometers far in the east of Ny-Ålesund. We provide also several vehicles on board to scientists, Skidoo and other facilities, as well as necessary field and safety equipment. As reminded this morning by the mayor of Longyearbyen, environment protection is an issue under the responsibility of the Norwegian government. And we take really care to minimize as soon as possible our footprints in Spitsbergen. And for example, we have recently reshaped field stations, core-bed stations that you see on this slide. And we have developed renewable energy productions which make this site free of local pollution and particularly suitable for air and snow chemistry studies. A dedicated team of 3 engineers on site provides logistics and maintains infrastructures for long-term observatories as well as multidisciplinary science. In 2012, 37 scientific projects were implemented at the AVIPEV base with a total of more than 4,300 man days, more of the half for scientists. The main scientific topics at the AVIPEV base are atmosphere, climate meteorology, glaciology and geophysics, marine sciences, ecosystem of the Kongs Fjord, and terrestrial biology. For example, long-term meteorological records allowed to detect and to document the current warming in Nirløsund. We support projects related to organic pollutants transport, transfer, and deposition, as well as studies of mercury and its atmospheric chemistry. Other projects are related to permafrost, including long-term measurement of several parameters, as well as its vulnerability to climate change and implications for global greenhouse gas emissions. An underwater marine observatory was established in 2012, which provides continuous monitoring of oceanographic parameters, online data of temperatures, and support many international marine biological projects. Several projects are related to climate change and its effects on the biota. We support, for example, Arctic krill studies, food web analysis, bird ecology and ecophysiology studies, or marine invertebrate ecophysiology studies. In 2010, we actively participated in the European project EPOCA on the ocean acidifications, which set up mesocosm experiments in the Kongs Fjord. After more than 10 years of collaboration with our German colleagues, we can say that AVIPEV is an excellent example for successful and long-term bilateral collaboration. The combined expertise and infrastructure strengthens research in a rapidly changing environment. Such collaborative approach is essential to maintain and improve long-term observations and sharing of data. It is also ideally suited for promotion of the next generation of scientists through international collaborations. And next, for the future, AVIPEV appears to be an excellent platform for short, medium, and long-term research programs. It's open to all Arctic environmental research topics, providing long-term observation as background data. It's also ideally located in the high Arctic. And not the least, it will be a real potential contributor to the Svalbard Integrated Arctic Earth Observing System, SIOS, mentioned this morning, which is an S3 project. To conclude, I shall be a little bit provocative, showing here in this assembly, mainly interested in Arctic affairs, these two maps. These two maps illustrate the distribution of scientific stations in both Arctic and Antarctic. These two regions are fundamentally different. They play a major role in the ocean dynamics and consequently on the climate of the whole planet. Climate change have obviously not the same impacts locally in the Arctic and in the Antarctic, especially in terms of human impacts, economy, use of resources, and so on. But at the global level, similar effects should be done to support scientific work in Arctic and in Antarctica, if we want to better understand the current functioning of our planet and overall the future trends of the planet and in the Arctic. It is an evidence for all of us that scientific studies are necessary to understand our future, especially in the polar region. However, if we focus on Arctic only, there is a chance that we will obtain a partial answer to our questions. The reason why bipolar researches are really necessary to improve our knowledge of the planet and consequently our knowledge on the current state and the future of the Arctic. Thank you very much.